All right. Good morning, everyone, or good evening, depending on when you do this recording. My name's Cassaundra. I want to thank you for joining me today. We're just going to start by coming down onto your mat. And you could come into an easy seat. Begin to close your eyes. Begin to turn your attention inward. Getting familiar with your breath. Noticing if your breath is shallow today or if your breath is deep. Beginning to focus your attention to your heart. Noticing how your heart feels. Does your heart feel heavy? Does your heart feel light? Begin to deepen your breath, maybe using your ujjayi breath by sealing your lips, placing your tongue at the roof of your mouth, making an ocean-like sound on your inhales and exhales. Maybe using this time right now to set an intention for your practice today on your mat. Maybe this intention is something that you can also use off of your mat. My intention today is to just have an open heart. Show love to everyone and everything I come in contact with today, including myself. Being gentle with my body, my mind. On your next exhale, softly open up your eyes. Inhale, raise your arms up and over your head. Exhale, lower your arms, lower your shoulders away from your ears. Again, inhale, lift your arms up and overhead. Beautiful. Exhale, lower your arms, open up your heart, open up your chest. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, raise your arms up. This time we're going to take a forward fold. So bringing your hands down onto the ground, gently folding forward over your calves. And just breathing here into your back, using your breath to fill your back and spine, lengthening here. On your exhale, softly begin to walk your hands back towards your body. You're going to inhale, raise your arms up again. And this time as you exhale, bring your left hand over to your right knee. Come into an easy twist. Sitting up nice and tall, crown of your head reaching up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, twist a little deeper, turning your gaze over that right shoulder. I'm just going to make sure that everything is okay over here. So just breathing there. Inhale, lifting your arms up and over your head, coming out of that twist. And then exhale over to the other side, this time bringing your right hand over to your left knee, sitting up nice and tall. And then turning your gaze over that left shoulder, coming into this easy twist. Beautiful. On your inhale, undo your twist, switch the crossing of your legs. Very nice. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower your arms out to the side, lower your shoulders. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale one more time. And as you exhale, fold it forward, bringing your hands down onto the earth, stretching out your back here. Maybe coming up onto your fingertips this time, adding some more space in your shoulders. Beautiful. On your inhale, pressing back up to sit up nice and straight. And just adding some little circles around, opening up your hips a little more. And you could take these circles fast or slow, whatever feels better on your body. And other direction. Beautiful. Then coming back to stillness, we're going to go ahead and cross at our ankles, come into a tabletop position, wrist and shoulders aligned to your knees and hips. And we're just going to move through some cat-cows. So pressing your belly down towards the floor, shoulders rolling down away from your ears, gazing forward on your inhale for cow. Exhale, round your spine, press the earth away from you, tucking your chin to your chest for cat pose. Again, belly down, gaze forward, hug those elbows in for cow. Exhale, round your spine, tucking your chin to your chest for cat pose. Continue moving through your cows and cats, following your own breath, taking it fast, taking it slow. Whatever you need, whatever your body is telling you today. And you can also add in any movements that you may like. Maybe you want to add some hip circles or sway side to side. Or maybe you just want to hang out in your cat-cow. Giving you a few more breaths here. And on your next exhale, coming back to a neutral spine, belly holding in. On your inhale, lifting your right arm up towards the ceiling, turning your gaze up towards that hand. And then on your exhale, weave the right arm through the left plate, placing your right ear down onto the mat. You have the option to keep your left hand here, or you could take a bind, wrapping your left arm around your lower back. Or you can extend it towards the left corner. You also have the option here to extend the left leg back and gently hover the left foot up and off of the floor while keeping your toes still pointing down towards the mat. And just gently waking up your obliques as you find balance here, grounding down into the floor. On your exhale, softly lower down your left leg. If you took a bind, release the bind. Plant that left hand back down into the mat by your face. Gently press yourself back up. And then release that right hand back down, coming back to that neutral spine and tabletop. On your inhale, lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. And then on your exhale, weave the left arm through the right, placing your left ear down onto the mat. Again, you have the option to extend the right arm towards the right corner, or you could take a bind here, wrapping the right arm around your lower back, reaching for that crease in between the thigh and the hip on that left leg. You also have the option to extend the right leg behind you and gently hover it up off of the floor. Again, feeling your core igniting here as you ground down and find balance. And if you hovered that right leg up off the floor, you can lower it back down. If you took a bind, release the bind, plant the right hand down into the mat. Gently move through tabletop, gazing one more time at that left hand, and then release your left hand down. We're going to bring our big toes to touch, open our knees out about as wide as the mat, and sit back in child's pose, bringing your forehead down onto the earth. Gently filling your hips opening here. Maybe using this time to give your forehead a gentle massage by shaking your head no across the mat. Moving from temple to temple. If you want to add some more space in your shoulders, you can always come up onto your fingertips here, lifting those elbows off of the mat. And if you made little tents with your hands, go ahead and lower your palms back down. On your inhale, lift up halfway. We're going to walk our hands over to the right corner of the mat. Gently place the left palm on top of the right. And then as you exhale, fold it over. So just getting a little bit of a deeper stretch here in the left side body. On your inhale, lifting up. Walk your hands over to the left side of the mat, placing your right palm on top of the left. And then as you exhale, fold it over. Feeling that deeper stretch here now on the right side body. And with your breath, you just want to breathe into that right side body. Release any tension there. On your next inhale, lifting up. Bringing your hands back to center. We're going to press back up, going back into tabletop, wrist and shoulders aligned to your knees and hips. You're going to inhale, lift that right leg up behind you. Keep the toes pointing down at the mat. And then lift the left arm up, finding balance here. Turning your gaze up towards the left fingers. Holding here. And then on your exhale, bring your elbow to your knees, making that cat-like spine, chin to chest. Inhale, reach up and extend. Exhale, cat-like spine, elbow to knee, chin to chest. Inhale, reaching. And then on your exhale, place the left palm down and the right knee back down on the mat. We're going to extend the left leg now. Toes point down, hips point down towards the mat. And then inhale, lifting the right arm up. Turning your gaze up towards that right hand, squeezing your glute here. And then on your exhale, bring your elbow to your knee, chin to chest, round your spine. Inhale, reach up and extend. Exhale, elbow to knee, chin to chest. Inhale, reach up and extend. And then on your exhale, plant that right hand and left knee down onto the mat. We're now going to tuck our toes, lift our hips up, going into downward facing dog here. And since this is your first downward facing dog in this class today, go ahead and bend one knee, then the other knee, pedaling your feet right and left. Take these pedals fast or slow. Just doing a quick body check here in down dog, making sure that your fingers are spread nice and wide and evenly into the mat, and that you're holding your belly in towards your spine. Then finding stillness, driving both heels down towards the mat. We're slowly going to walk our feet back, going into a forward fold, maybe adding a slight bend in your knees, grabbing opposite elbows with your hands. Coming into ragdoll pose and just allowing your body to sway side to side. Feeling your spine lengthen as gravity takes over here. Then finding stillness, driving both or placing both hands back down onto the mat. Slowly begin to walk your hands back out, this time coming into a plank position. Wrist and shoulders aligned here, back, spine, butt all in line. And then lower your knees, untuck your toes. And then as you hug your elbows in towards your side body, we're going to lower our belly all the way down onto the mat. On your inhale, pressing the tops of your feet down into the mat, lifting, peeling your chest up and off of the floor, coming into your baby cobra, slightly gazing in front of your mat. Maybe hovering your hands here. Still breathing even though we're holding this pose. As you exhale, release it down, bringing your right ear down onto the mat. Again, planting your hands into the mat directly underneath your shoulders. As you inhale, lifting up, peeling your chest up and off of the mat. Maybe this time you want to take a full cobra, or you can just hang in your baby cobra. Shoulders always pressing down away from your ears here. And then as you exhale, bring your left ear down onto the mat. We're going to inhale, lifting up, moving through plank, tucking our toes, and then hiking our hips, going back to downward facing dog. And we'll meet in down dog. We're going to turn our gaze up towards our hands and slowly walk our feet up to the front of the mat, coming back into a forward fold. Inhale, lifting up, halfway lift. Maybe your hands are on your shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, hands reaching up and over your head, coming into Urdhva Hastasana. Release your hands down to heart center, pausing at heart center for a second. Maybe allowing your eyes to close, remembering the intention you set. And then as you exhale, release your hands down, coming into Tadasana, so big toes to touch, or you can always step your feet apart, adding some more space for your legs. Inhale, reaching your arms up and over your head, coming into Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, plant your hands down into the mat, step your feet back into a plank. Moving through a vinyasa, you can always lower your knees, or you can keep your knees hovered, lower down halfway for chaturanga. Inhale to an upward facing dog, thighs and knees lifted up off of the mat, or a cobra, and then exhale to downward facing dog. And we'll meet in down dog. As you inhale, lifting the right leg up and off of the mat, keeping your toes, hips pointing down towards the mat. And then on your exhale, bring your knee to your nose, hovering your foot off of the mat. Inhale, lifting that right leg up again, going into that three-leg dog. And this time, as you exhale, bring that right knee to the right elbow, so going to the outside of your body. Maybe it touches your elbow. Inhale, lift the right leg up, three-leg dog. And then exhale, bring your knee to the left elbow. And again, maybe it touches the elbow. Maybe it doesn't. That's okay. Inhale, lift the right leg up. And then on your exhale, plant the right foot in between your hands, coming into a lunge. And then we're going to drop the left knee down, untuck the left toes. Inhale, lifting your arms up and off of the mat. Relaxing your shoulders down. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, maybe cactus your arms. Open up your heart and chest. Inhale, reaching your hands back up and over your head. Exhale, cactus your arms. Open up your heart and chest. Inhale, reach your hands up. This time as you exhale, plant your hands down into the mat. We're going to keep the left hand grounded down and inhale, lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Turning your gaze up towards that right hand. And then as you exhale, release the right hand down. We're going to lift the left knee up and off of the mat, step the right leg back to meet the left. Again, moving through a vinyasa, lower down halfway to chaturanga. Inhale to an upward facing dog or cobra, and then exhale to downward facing dog. And we'll meet in down dog. On your inhale, lift that left leg up for that three-leg dog. And then on your exhale, bring your knee to your nose, hovering the foot up and off of the mat. Inhale, lift the left leg up, 3-leg dog again. And this time on your exhale, bring that left knee to the left elbow. Maybe your knee touches your elbow. Inhale, lift the left leg up, 3-leg dog. And then on your exhale, go across your body, bringing that left knee to the left elbow, right elbow. Inhale, lift the left leg up. And then on your exhale, plant the left foot in between your hands, right, left, right, left. And then you're going to lower the right leg down, untuck the right toes up. Inhale, lifting your arms up and off of the mat. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. As you exhale, open up your heart and chest, cactus those arms. Inhale, reaching your arms up and over your head. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, reach your arms up and over your head. One more time, go ahead, cactus your arms. Inhale, reach up. And then on your next exhale, windmill your hands down, framing your left foot. We're going to keep the right hand planted down in the mat and lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Gazing up towards those left fingertips. Coming into this twist. And then on your exhale, release the left hand down, framing your foot. We're going to lift the right leg up and off the mat, step the left leg back to meet the right. Moving through a vinyasa, lower down halfway to chaturanga. Inhale to an upward facing dog, cobra, and then exhale to downward facing dog. You're going to turn your gaze up towards your hands, hop, step, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, hands reaching up and over your head, going into Urdhva Hastasana. Release your hands down to heart center, and then all the way down for Tadasana. On your inhale, lifting your arms up and over your head. You're going to clasp your hands together, leaving your index fingers pointing up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, we're going to fold it over to the right, keeping your hips and shoulders pointing forward. Really get in a nice stretch in the left side body here. Inhale, lifting up. And then on your exhale, folding over to the left, stretching out the right side body. Beautiful. Inhale, lifting up. And then as you exhale again, cactus your arms, gazing up towards the ceiling, squeezing those shoulders together. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, cactus your arms, open up your heart and chest. Inhale, reaching your hands up. This time as you exhale, fold it all the way down, going into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then the exhale, forward fold, plant your hands down into the mat, step your feet back into a plank. You have the option to take your vinyasa, or you can skip your vinyasa and just go straight back to downward facing dog. And we'll meet in down dog. On your inhale, lifting the right leg up, and we're going to allow the hips to open. So you can turn your hips open to the side, lifting that right leg up nice and high. And then you can either flex your foot or point, whatever feels better on your body. We're just going to pulse our leg here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then pointing your hips back down towards the mat, going into that 3-leg dog. You'll notice your right leg may lower. And then on your exhale, plant that right foot in between your hands. And we're going to keep that left heel lifted up off the mat and go into our crescent lunge. Reaching your hands up towards the ceiling. Feeling your hips open here as you sit down. Shoulders pressing away from your ears. And then as you exhale, lower down, framing that right foot. We're going to keep the left leg hovering off of the mat, ground the left hand into the mat, and come into the twist, gazing at our right hand. Beautiful. On your exhale, release the right hand down onto the mat. Plant both hands down into the mat or block. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Moving through a vinyasa, or you can skip your vinyasa and just go straight back to downward facing dog, and we'll meet in down dog. On your inhale, lifting the left leg up high, allowing the hip to open up again, flexing that left foot, or you can point it, whatever feels better on your body today. And then pulsing the left leg up high for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then coming back to a 3-leg dog, so pointing your hips parallel to the floor. And then as you exhale, release that left foot in between your hands. Coming up for a crescent lunge, so keeping the right heel lifted up off of the mat, lifting your arms towards the ceiling, sitting deep into your hips. Reaching that right heel back towards the mat. Beautiful. On your next exhale, release your hands down, framing your foot, your left foot. Keep the right hand grounded into the mat, lifting the left arm up towards the ceiling. Turning your gaze towards that left hand. And then release your left hand down, step the left foot back to meet the right. You have the option to take your vinyasa, or you can skip your vinyasa and just go straight back to downward facing dog. And we'll meet in down dog. On your inhale, turn your gaze up towards your hands, hop, step, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reaching your hands up and over your head, going into Urdhva Hastasana. Release your hands down at heart center, and then Tadasana. Shoulders nice and strong, pressing down, belly in, gaze forward. Really grounding down into your feet, keeping your big toes to touch if they're not already. We're going to add a nice big bend in our knees, finding our chair pose. Belly holding in, and then turn your gaze down towards your toes, making sure that you can see all 10 of them. And if your knees are popping over your toes, just scoot your knees back, pressing deep into your heels of your feet. Lower your hands down to heart center, pulsing here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it down, going into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Step your feet back and go into a plank, holding your plank here. We're going to bring our right hand directly underneath our face and find our side plank. So rolling to the outer edge of the right foot, lifting the left arm up towards the ceiling. Making sure that the right shoulder and wrist are still in line. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Release the left hand back down, finding your plank again. We're now going to take the left hand, place the left hand directly underneath your face and roll to the outer edge of that left foot. reaching the right arm up towards the ceiling. And you can gaze towards the side wall or up towards that right hand. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Release the right hand down onto the mat, finding your plank again, and then lift your hips and go into downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift the right leg up, going into your 3-leg dog, and then plant that right foot in between your hands. You're going to lower the left heel down onto the mat. Inhale, lifting up for warrior 2 pose. Gazing over that front hand nice and fiercely, making sure that you have heel to arch alignment. Right leg's bent, left leg nice and straight. Shoulders away from your ears. On your inhale, flip the right palm over. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Maybe you want to take a bind with this left arm. Maybe you want to turn your gaze down towards that left foot. Reverse warrior. Beautiful. Inhale, lift back up for warrior 2. Want to reach towards the front of the mat, lower that right arm down, reach the left arm up towards the ceiling, finding your side angle. Feeling this deep stretch here. Maybe moving the right hand onto a block. We're now going to take this side angle and extend it. So reaching the left arm up and over the left ear, turning your gaze to the side. You can stay here with your right arm or forearm on the right leg, or you can begin to hover that right arm up and off of your thigh. Beautiful. Inhale, lift back up for warrior 2 pose. We're going to straighten that front leg and find our triangle pose. So lower down all the way. Right hand reaching down towards the floor, left arm reaching up towards the ceiling. And you just want to make sure that this right arm is hanging there, not putting all your weight onto it. You should be able to lift it up. Inhale, lifting all the way up, keeping your legs straight. We're now going to lower the left arm onto the left thigh. Lift the right arm up and over. Finding your reverse Trikonasana. Inhale, reaching back up, arms parallel with the floor. We're going to lower our hands to our hips and then turn this right foot in. So coming into a wide stance. Hands on your hips, shoulders rolled down away from your ears. With a straight back, lower down halfway. Again, press those shoulders down and then lower down all the way, coming into your forward fold. Feeling this nice stretch in the hamstrings. If you have a headstand in your practice, this would be a good time to do it. If not, you could just hang out in the stretch, maybe walking your hands back towards the back of the mat or side of the mat, side back mat. And then bringing your hands, if you move them, back underneath your head. We're going to clasp our hands together behind our back and then lift our arms up and off of our back, getting a nice deep shoulder stretch. And try to remember which thumb is on top right now. And then release that clasp. Tucking your chin, bringing your hands to your hips. We're just going to roll it up to stand. For 3, 2, 1. Pointing that right foot back forward towards the front of the mat, finding your warrior 2 pose again. We're going to windmill our hands down, framing our right foot. Step the right foot back to meet the left. You have the option to take your vinyasa, or you can skip your vinyasa and just go back to downward facing dog. And we'll meet in down dog. On your inhale, lifting the left leg up, toes point down at the mat for 3-leg dog, and then plant that left in between your hands. You're gonna lower the right heel down, parallel with the back of the mat, and then inhale, lifting your arms up. Gazing over the left hand, heel to arch alignment of your feet, left leg bent, right leg nice and straight. Warrior 2. On your inhale, flip the front palm over. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Maybe gazing down towards the right foot or up towards the left hand. Inhale, lifting back up, reaching towards the front of the mat, lower that left forearm onto the left thigh, and reaching the right arm up towards the ceiling for your side angle. You could gaze towards the right hand or down towards the side. Extending the side angle, reaching the right arm up and over your head. Maybe hovering the left arm up and off of the left thigh. Inhale, lifting back up for warrior 2. We're gonna straighten the left leg now. Coming into triangle pose, lower the left hand down, extending the left arm up towards, right arm up towards the ceiling. And again, making sure that this left hand is just hanging here, not adding too much weight onto it. On your inhale, lifting up, squeezing your obliques, lower the right hand down onto the right thigh, lifting the left arm up towards the ceiling. Reverse Trikonasana. Beautiful. And lifting up to stand, we're going to lower our hands down onto our lower back and then bring that left foot parallel with the right, maybe kind of pointing your toes inward. Going into your wide stance, rolling those shoulders back, lower down all the way. And then release your hands down from your back. We're going to inhale, lift up halfway, hands directly underneath your face. We're going to move the right hand directly underneath our face and lift the left arm up towards the ceiling, coming into a twist here. Beautiful. Release the left hand down underneath your face, switching hands. Inhale, lifting the right, coming into that twist on the other side. Exhale, release that right hand down, going back into your forward fold. And hopefully remember which thumb was on top. So now clasping your hands with the other thumb on top. Usually this is the side that feels a little weird. And then lift your arms up and off of your back, getting that nice deep shoulder stretch here. And if your hamstrings are feeling a little too much here, you can always just add a slight bend in your knees. You never want to have that painful pulling. Just a stretch that feels good. On your exhale, release your hands back down underneath your face. And then we're going to tuck our chin and roll it up to stand for 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. We're going to point our toes out now towards the corners of the mat and then find a nice deep squat. Finding your goddess pose, holding your belly and bringing your arms by your side. Sitting here nice and proudly, like a beautiful goddess. Maybe adding some pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin to stretch it. Your legs nice and straight. Point the Get the right foot parallel with the back of the mat again, finding your warrior two for a second. Windmill your hands down, framing the left foot, step your left foot back to meet your right. You have the option to take vinyasa. You can always skip your vinyasa and just go straight back to downward facing dog. On your inhale, turn your gaze up towards your hands, hop, step, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reaching your hands up and over your head. Release your hands down to heart center. And then Tadasana. We're just gonna step our feet out, pointing our toes towards the corner of the mat, a little bit wider than hip distance. And then begin to sit down, finding your yogi squat now. Malasana. Chest lifted, maybe using your elbows to keep your knees pressing out. I'll face you guys. Hands at heart center. And if this is at all uncomfortable, you can always place a block underneath you or two and sit on the block. Maybe allowing your eyes to close here. We're gonna release our hands down. Inhale, lifting the right arm up towards the ceiling. You can stay here or you can continue to take a bind, wrapping that right arm around your back, reaching for the left arm around that left leg. You can release that bind if you took it, gazing up at the right hand. Release the right hand down onto the mat. Inhale, lifting the left arm up. Wrapping, you could stay here or you can wrap that left arm around your back for a half bind or a full bind, reaching for that right hand. Beautiful. Release that hand back up. Exhale, release it down onto the floor. We're now going to inhale, lifting our hips up towards the ceiling, heel toe our feet back underneath our face. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands down into the mat, step your feet back into a plank. And then hike your hips, finding your downward facing dog. On your inhale, you're gonna lift the right leg up and then bring the right ankle to the left wrist on your exhale and the right knee to the right hand, finding your pigeon, left leg shooting back towards the back of the mat and really trying to get the left hip pointing forward towards the front of your mat. You can always take a quad stretch here, reaching for that left leg, or go into your full mermaid pose. Or you could just hang out in pigeon. And then when you're ready on your exhale, sleep over this right leg, going into your sleeping pigeon. And just holding it here, just breathing, grabbing any props you need to make this pose the most comfortable. On your inhale, we're going to lift up, planting your hands back down into the mat. Tucking the left toes under, and then we're going to swoop this right leg around, go back to the three-leg dog, and then release it down onto the mat. Going back to downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift the left leg up and then bring that left ankle to the right wrist and the knee out to the right, finding your pigeon on the other side. Reaching that right leg back towards the back of the mat, trying to get that right hip forward towards the front of the mat. You could stay in pigeon, or maybe you want to take that quad stretch on this side, or find your mermaid pose if you have that in your practice. And then when you're ready, on your exhale, begin to sleep your pigeon, resting your head on your forearms, blocks, pillows, the floor, grabbing any props you need. And just breathe here. On your inhale, we're going to plant our hands down into the mat, lifting our chest up and off of our legs. We're going to tuck our right toes under and swoop this left leg back up to that three-leg dog. And then release it down, finding downward facing dog. From here, we're going to lower our knees down and then press our feet and knees together, finding child's pose, bringing your forehead onto the mat, releasing your hands back towards your feet, and just allowing your shoulders to roll in. We did a lot of chaturangas today, so you deserve this. And if this is at all uncomfortable for you, you can always place a pillow or block underneath your forehead. We're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders by our face and then lift up on your inhale, coming into hero's pose. Bringing your hands to heart center, maybe allowing your eyes to close here for just a second. On your exhale, release your hands down by your side. We're going to sit to the left and swing our legs around. Planting our feet into the mat, bringing those knees into the chest. Inhale, lifting up, coming into your boat pose, maybe holding behind your knees or your hands by your side. You can stay here or you could choose to straighten your legs, holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab behind your legs and then roll onto your back. Hugging those knees into your chest, allowing your body to sway side to side, massaging your lower back. We're going to lower our feet down onto the mat, both of them. We're going to lift the right leg up nice and straight and then hook that right ankle onto the left thigh. Coming into figure 4, pressing your lower back onto the mat. You can stay here or you can lift that left foot up and off of the mat and clasp your hand behind the thigh. Pulling it in closer. If you want a little more, you can always straighten the left leg and grab your calf or ankle. But still make sure that lower back is staying on the mat. We're going to release the left foot down and then release the right foot from the left, lower the right foot down. Inhale, lift the left leg up, flexing the foot, and then hook that left ankle on to the right thigh. Keeping your lower back planted down onto the mat. You can stay in figure 4. You can lift the right leg up and off and clasp behind your thigh. Pulling that knee in closer to your chest. You have the option to straighten the right leg if you want a little more. Grab that calf or ankle. Then on your exhale, release the right foot down. Release the left foot from the right thigh. Plant the left foot back down parallel with the right. And just kind of walk your feet out until they're about hip distance. Then take your hands, graze the back of your ankles. Once you find your ankles, plant your hands down on your inhale, lifting your hips up towards the ceiling, coming into your bridge. You can clasp your hands underneath your back. You could keep your hands planting down into the mat. You can make robot arms, hooking the thumbs onto your lower back, keeping those thighs squeezing in, feet pressing down. On your exhale, release your clasp, release your hook. Lower your hips down, hugging your knees into your chest. Finding your happy baby. So with your hands, grabbing the outer edges of your feet, flexing your feet, open those knees out down towards the floor and armpits. Maybe rocking your baby, allowing your body to rock side to side. Here in Happy Baby, you can always come into a straddle, or you could come into a half straddle, bending one knee then the other, or you could just hang out in Happy Baby. And then releasing your Happy Baby, hugging your knees back into your chest. We're going to lower both knees over to the left side of our body, coming into a supine twist. Open that right arm out into a T, turning your gaze, or both arms, turning your gaze over that right shoulder. On your inhale, lifting your legs up and off of the mat, hugging your knees into your chest again, and then slowly allowing your legs to fall to the right side, opening your arms out to a T, keeping your shoulders still grounded down, turning your gaze over that left shoulder. On your inhale, lifting your legs up, rolling back onto your back, curling everything into a nice tight ball, lifting your shoulders and head up and off of the mat. And then exhale, release everything down, coming into your final pose, Shavasana. Relaxing your ankles, your knees, relaxing your hips, your glutes. Allowing your chest and belly to rise and fall naturally with your inhales and exhales. Relaxing your fingers, opening the palms up. Relaxing your elbows. Really trying to relax those shoulders, allowing the shoulders to roll down into the mat. No longer holding up into your ears. Relaxing your jaw, releasing your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relaxing your face, no longer holding tension in between your eyes. Just fully allowing yourself to melt down into your mat and just breathe, just be, surrender. Bringing awareness back into your body. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Rolling your wrists and your ankles. Gently stretching your arms up and over your head like a nice good morning stretch. And then hugging your knees back into your chest, allowing your body to roll into that fetal position on your favorite side. And just breathe there for a moment. Then taking your hand that's on top, pressing it down into the mat, finding yourself into a seat. Whatever a comfortable seat is to you. Maybe your hands are on your knees, palm up to invite in energy, palm down to close out energy. Or you're at heart center with your thumbs pressing against your chest in Anjali Mudra. I want to thank you guys for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. I really enjoy these Zoom sessions with you guys. So much energy fills this room. I want to leave you with a little mantra that you can just repeat to yourself. I am loved. I am at peace. I am whole. I see the light in you, and I hope that you see the light in me. Namaste.